Welcome to Beyond the Press Release, a production from Gorecom, in which we take the time to speak with small cap executives after they put out important news. That's an understatement. Today's news, where billion is in the headline. And if you're a believer in the future of the metaverse, if you believe where it's going, and hey, Citibank said it's going to be a 10 to 13 trillion dollar business over the next 7 to 10 years, then you're going to love this interview with Liquid Avatar Technologies, trades in Canada under LQID, in the US under LQAVF. For those new to the story, the official description, a global blockchain company that focuses on digital ID, integrated avatars, and the metaverse. Sounds like a lot of talk because we know a lot of people are talking the talk, but the company's walking the talk because their flagship, Aftermath Islands, is an open world, massively multiplayer game environment that's built with stunning graphics. Some of you have already seen them. If you haven't, you're going to love them. And supported by free-to-play and earn gaming. And some of the highlights, they've already generated more than $2 million in retail sales. Their beta build is live and players are interacting with non-player characters. And it's the first ever metaverse to deploy blockchain proof of humanity from Liquid Avatar. What does that mean? I remain anonymous, but I'm also verified, and that creates safety, trust, and privacy. And what's that led to? Here's the headline. Listen to this. Liquid Avatar powers Aftermath Islands proof of humanity. Users have collected over 1 billion platform resources, creating 1.2 million NFTs for its metaverse. That's massive. David, welcome back, man. Let's talk about this.
Thanks, George. Great to be here.
Okay, it's not often. In fact, I don't think ever we've done an interview where a billion is in the headline of a small cap company. That means a lot of new people are going to see this headline. They're going to watch this interview, or they're going to hear it on Spotify. Break it down to a bit of a rapid thing. The following elements. First, what is Aftermath Islands for everyone new who doesn't know what it is?
So Aftermath Islands is an open world that people can reach through play.aftermathislands.com for our beta test. It's an open world in which people can work, play, learn, earn, entertain, create, and socialize. You can live your best virtual life. High fidelity graphics, no download experience. So it works sort of like Netflix. So you don't have to download. It works on mobile, works on computing devices, works on tablets, easy to use. And you can have your own avatars, and we are integrating proof of humanity in there. So it is a unique open world metaverse. And George, we can connect to traditional websites from the metaverse without leaving the metaverse.
Now, you said proof of humanity. I kind of touched on it a little bit. This is a huge game breaker as far as I'm concerned. What is proof of humanity, and why should it be so important to all of us who are watching and listening?
Although we work on open standards, Liquid Avatar Mobile's app's Proof of Humanity is now available in 100 countries and regions around the world through the app stores. If you think about it very simply, no identity hasn't worked on the internet. We have frauds, fakes, duplicate accounts, bad actors. And that's the way it was built. New technology like ours that works off very sophisticated blockchain technology allows us to create unique identities that the user manages and controls and owns. And proof of humanity is somewhere between no identity and full KYC. It is where I can prove I am a real person. I am the only me. And I can take that proof of identity into an online platform. I can take it to a game. I can take it to a website. I can take it to a government site, a university or college. I can take it anywhere that it's accepted. And the first place we made it work is with Aftermath Islands. So it will be the first metaverse where everyone will be a real person. One user, one account.
And we know that's a major problem all over. And the one we've seen it is Twitter, that Elon Musk just can't get it, is trying anything, can't get under control, because that's what plagued Twitter, for example. So proof of humanity, I love it because you know I'm a real person, but you don't know who I am. But you're comfortable enough to be in an environment with me online. And that's all that counts at the end of the day, because then you create that safety, that trust, that privacy, and away you go. So
I was going to add something there. Let me add something there, because it's really important. There's the online safety bill in the UK right now and other places are going to really push forward very strict fines and issues. And we've even heard jail time for those that don't manage identity properly. And it's also, you cannot sell or allow restricted products to be available to underage people. So starting with Proof of Humanity starts that gating process, which can lead to KYC, and for underage people, parents can verify their kids with the technology we've developed. And once we had guardianship, that will all happen. But it's really important to understand that this turns the tide on what's been happening on the internet. No duplicate accounts, no fake accounts, no bots. Makes everybody on an equal playing field.
So now, as a result of that, you've deployed it. You deployed it into your Lost Kingdom of Tessera play to earn, play to game where you get all these benefits, rewards. Over 1 billion platform resources. What's a platform resource for the rest of us, so we understand what that means? Because that's the big news here.
Right. So in Lost Kingdom of Tessera, people collect blueberries, and so blueberries can be used inside Aftermath Islands to create various items if you're in the create part of our business. And there's right now 130 different items that have been issued. To get a blueberry NFT, and I'm making it very simple, you have to collect 1,000 blueberries. 1,000 blueberries. So on average, and some of the NFTs require 1,000, some require 600 items, and some require 400. So users have collected over 1 billion resources, and from that they've clicked within our platform, and we've issued 1.2 million plus NFTs, which
so
are
that means
NFTs.
they're engaging. That's the most important thing. I'm taking the time to go find 1,000 blueberries just to get one NFT.
Yeah, we're finding it on average. People are coming in for 10 sessions a day, average around 7 minutes a session.
Unbelievable.
And they need proof of humanity to get in. And the engagement mandate is already there, and we can customize this opportunity for branded programs and sponsor programs, and then move it into the metaverse. And our NFTs are not collectibles or speculative NFTs. They're inventory, blockchain-based inventory, which we will take to our metaverse. So we're not only changing the way that people engage and making it easy to engage and fun to engage and a bit addictive to engage, but we're also changing the way that NFTs are being used. We're not saying they're collectibles. To some people, they might be, and we're certainly not saying they're speculative. We're using them as inventory control items in the supply chain. So we're really changing and adding proof of humanity. We've changed the entire landscape up, and it's working so well.
And that's the proof right there. Everyone else is talking the talk, right? Everyone out there is saying, George called Metaverse and buy an NFT and it's going to go to the moon and all that junk, right? And that's what's led to the problem. But here, 1.2 million NFTs have been created by people, users, real people like you and me and Bob and Mary, who are gathering over 1 billion platform resources. What do you account that success for? Because you said 70 minutes per day. They're engaging up to upwards 7 minutes per day. Is it because Aftermath Islands is so amazing, or Lost Kingdom of Tessera is so awesome? Is it the proof of humanity that's creating trust and a really cool environment that I feel safe and at the same time not give away my privacy? Because these are massive numbers. I run a GoreCom. I would die to have these kind of numbers, man.
But George, that's in the first 100 days.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's only it might be now 103 or 102 or so, maybe 105. But it's approximately the first 100 days. So we're not talking a year or 2 years. We're talking in the first approximately 100 days. In our career, we've really combined marketing and technology. In our past, when we worked for organizations like Disney and the Yankees and other organizations, our job was always to find engagement. And when we built our proof of humanity, we wanted to power it for government ID. And the governments have been very slow to act. We tested travel. And
Surprise.
Okay, so we probably made a couple strategic errors along the way, putting a little bit too much reliance on that. And the system is built where, as soon as governments say go, we're ready to go. But we figured out that we could create strategic opportunities for engagement in the things that we knew and knew well. And we put it out on the line. We really focused on the engagement strategy and what we knew from all our past experience. And we created an engaging, fun product in which people are rewarded. George, when you click that little NFT button, within approximately, and it's about 20 seconds, but let me say 30 seconds. Within 30 seconds, the NFT is issued and goes directly into your wallet. No cost, no gas fees, no scamorama, no nothing. And you can actually see it in your wallet within 30 seconds. And we use the Wax wallet, and Wax is a fantastic organization that we work with, and Mascot. So we have built technology that people see immediate results. So it's cause and effect. It's I do this, I get that, and I can see the result. And people are excited. And a lot of the people who are engaged in all kinds of games online anyways. So now they're getting rewarded with NFTs that they can take to the metaverse and create other items and then trade them with others down the road, and trade them for our in-game currency called loons, and buy other things and buy houses and buy land. It's so we're kickstarting an economy, and it's just going so well.
Now,
Today.
what does that mean from a monetization? A lot of people are watching are either shareholders or they're thinking about becoming shareholders.
Right.
What does that mean? And I'm not asking for specific terms of dollars and cents. We know you've done over $2 million in retail sales, but what does that mean from a business model point of view? How do you eventually make money from this? Do you license this kind of environment to Agoracom? Say, George, go do this for Agoracom and other, or are you also generating, because you've generated $2 million in sales with your own world? How does it translate to financial success?
Well, I'm gonna qualify something, because I think in our last interview we used the number 3 million, and 3 million from US to Canadian in gross sales would be that number. But when you really barrel it down to net, it's around 2 million. And so all we've been doing is testing. We were building a platform with speculative land. Our land starts at $35 for a virtual 1,000 square meter plot, and people are buying it. They're buying houses. They're buying all kinds of goodies. Now, the challenge is, because our metaverse isn't up and running and fully live, as a public company under IFRS, we've had to defer that revenue, but we get to use the proceeds. The cash.
Speak English to everybody.
Okay.
You can't record that as revenue on your income statement until until it goes fully live. But you've made the sales, you just can't record as revenue yet.
Right. We've made the sales. We can use the cash against it, but the recording for accounting purposes is as deferred revenue. That's fine, because as soon as it turns live, all those numbers would come up to the top, and all of a sudden you'd see this huge revenue number.
And when do you think it might go live, ballpark?
Well, we're already starting to go live now, so it'll be a trickle effect, and it's really a bit of a negotiation with the accountants. So I can't really answer that. We're negotiating, in constant negotiation, to understand what that trigger is, and it's an IFRS issue, so it's not a business issue. But at the end of the day, really, what we're doing is we've created a standard in which we can now take to Agoracom. We can take to other businesses. And one of the really cool parts about our metaverse is you can be in our metaverse, click on something, and another web tab opens up with that e-com site. So we can integrate traditional web properties right into the metaverse.
So you can be inside the Agoracom metaverse, and you're discovering new companies, and you hear about Liquid Avatar, and you get liquidavatar.com, and it'll open a separate tab in Web 2, while I still haven't left my metaverse environment for Aftermath
and it's just changing tabs, because there's no downloads, all browser based.
Right.
Okay. So and there's no machine resources on our side. So at the end of the day, we've created something that is an easy transition, right? When social media first came out, it took a while for people to understand, and they made it easy to transition from, just emailing someone to social media. We've made the metaverse that easy. It's easy to transition from Web 2 to Web 3. And that's why we're getting traction, and people are seeing our product, our results. And again, at play.aftermathislands.com, people can test it out. It's not ready for prime time yet, but we're making that URL available so people can go in. And we've got people making presentations on our behalf and going in and showcasing what can be done. So at the end of the day, right now, you do not need proof of humanity to get into our metaverse. And everyone will eventually be able to come into our metaverse without any proof of humanity. But if you want to chat or go places, you're going to need proof of humanity. So we're making it very easy, and brands are seeing the value. We just added a large pavilion.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Are you getting not just the Agoracom's world, but bigger companies saying, "Hey,
yeah, we're starting
David,
to see the
you guys have figured out. You guys have figured out the secret sauce here. How do we incorporate your technology so we can create our metaverse and have the same kind of success where, GeorgeCom widgets has people collecting 1 million a billion platform resources and getting 1.2 million widget NFTs.
Yeah, we're talking to a lot of significant brands now about
Nice.
activations because we think, again, you've heard me say this, where it's crawl, walk, run. How do you get in there and start with something small that links to your current web activities, and we can do that. And then once you've proven that that works, what do you want to do next? And we're just starting to also create wearables, so wearables that are branded that avatars can wear and showcase. So it could be a big shirt that says, LQID, and everybody's running around showing off our trading symbol. So or it could be a brand for one of our islands. There's lots of different opportunities to really create activations in the metaverse, reward people in the metaverse, make them do something in the real world that comes back to the metaverse. So we've created that stepping stone, that transition. And that's what brands are really loving, that it's not all about, virtual glasses that I can bump into the walls. It's about playing on my device that I already have, not having a lot of resources needed to play on that device, and then also being able to integrate to the investments I've already made in the traditional web environment.
So you've had this success, you send the press release and you're bragging about it here, and man, you deserve it. So I love it.
Thank you.
This is just the first 100 days,
Yeah.
right? What does the next 265 days look like? So when this has been an active environment for a year, what's next? I mean,
Well, candidly,
numbers are astronomical.
yeah. So candidly, our Discord channel, we have an event every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern, and we showcase a lot of new stuff. So you can check out aftermathonline.com and join our Discord channel, and you can see every Thursday at 5 p.m. we hold what we call an AMA, and Ask Me Anything. And this week's AMA, we're going to showcase chat and inventory control. So how players will collect and keep things in the metaverse. And so our next really 90 days or less is really about getting not only our first area up, but what we call the playground, which is a smattering of all our different islands in one area. So we're working to get that up, integrating chat and proof of humanity inside the metaverse, and then making sure people can collect actually items and craft items. So that's the big one. And once that's all done, then it's loading more islands and more activation. So it's just a rinse and repeat. This is the heavy lifting time, which we've already done a lot of it. And frankly, and a big shout out to our friends at AWS. We've had a great relationship with AWS, and we're very lucky. They've assigned a team to us, and we're really working closely hand in hand with them to help increase our capabilities, because this is new to them as well. It's not like anyone had experience with pixel streaming, and nor did Ready Player Me, our avatar partner. This is very new technology, and everybody's sort of come to the table to help us, lessen the load.
I've got a ton of experience in the NFT space. I've seen all these projects.
Yep.
Look, we were and still are owners of Bored Apes. So but most projects have failed, and they've raised millions, tens of millions of dollars,
Yeah.
but they just weren't able to execute for
Yeah.
many different reasons. Either there's a bunch of young guys who could sell, didn't have a clue, or they legitimately tried to deploy technology, but the technology didn't work.
Right.
So we've seen a catharsis in 2022. We saw that. Where do you think you guys stand? Because what happens in catharsis cycles is whatever standing are the strongest ones, and then they're able to have a good chance at having great success going forward. Where do you rank yourself, objectively speaking, or what have you heard from others from a percentile point of view? Are you in the top, top 10%, top 50%, top 1%? I think I know where you guys sit, but where do you guys think you sit? And you have to be objective, right? Because you have to gauge yourself
Yeah.
against the landscape. Where do you think you guys sit?
Well, I'll start with the fact that we're Missouri, right? We're the show me state. We didn't go out and talk about what we're going to do. We had a meeting this week with people we saw in July and said these are our goals for the next 5 months, and everything we showed them met the objectives of the goals that we had set. So everything we said we were going to do, we did, and we're all about showing everybody that we can do it. Now, so we're not hype cycling our company. We're not hype cycling our business. We're not.
No, you haven't.
No, we haven't promoted. We've lived through the tech meltdown and still built. Team is phenomenal, but objectively, and again, I say this anecdotally. Everybody has to do their own due diligence. An expert in the field this past week that we met for the first time had been in charge of a large portfolio of virtual real estate, and they had seen hundreds, several hundred metaverse projects, and so they reviewed ours, and I said to them, objectively, where do you think we rank? And uh, it's less than this, but they put us in the top 10. Actually, they put us in a lower category than the top 10 because it's not fair. In the several hundred projects they had seen, because everybody wants to do pixel streaming, everybody wants to do high fidelity graphics, everybody wants to use Unreal Engine 5, and we're actually live. Like when I say play.aftermathislands.com, and the server may be up and down because it's a beta server, but I, I'm not there to control it. Everybody
And
can
by the
go
way,
there.
when you mean lower standards, you mean higher because you're not top 10, you may be top 5 or something like that. That's what you mean.
Yes, that's what I mean. Yeah,
That's
I'm sorry.
impressive, man. I mean, and that doesn't
But
surprise me because I know what's out
but
there.
everybody has to do their own due diligence. So
Of course.
that's not a statement of fact. That's an anecdotal item.
Well, go to
But
play.aftermathislands.com so that you can start doing your due diligence for
yeah,
anybody's watching.
yeah, take a look. It's you'll create an avatar using Ready Player Me, which is our partner, and then it'll spin you in, and depending how warm the server is, and then within a minute or so you're in the metaverse. And I'll just give everybody, use your mouse, and WASD helps you walk around, and you can jump, and if you hit P, you can dance. And if you're using a mobile device, you'll see thumb wheels. So it's very, very easy to control. People are loving it, and there's still not a lot to do except walk around, because that'll all be added during this 90-day cycle. But we're showing people what we can do. Like, I mean, really, you can click on items and it'll open up web browsers. So people are seeing the fact that we're able to deliver. And in Lost Kingdom of Tsara, you have to use proof of humanity to get in. So if you download the Liquid Avatar mobile app, it'll prompt you to join Lost Kingdom of Tsara. And it's available in the Apple App Store or Google Play in 100 countries and regions. So we've delivered. We have delivered. We've delivered revenue. We've delivered product. We've delivered opportunity, and now we'll start ramping up. And has it been easy? The answer is absolutely not. It's been
No.
challenging. Is about as polite a word I can use in the last 6 months. But even in the last 6 or 7 months, we have delivered against our mandate on everything we said we would.
Congrats, David. Look, man, you and I know, you know how much I love Liquid Avatar. You and I both share a passion for the metaverse. There's a reason why Citi said it's a 10 to 13 trillion dollar business by 2030.
Right.
But so few companies. I'm so proud as a shareholder, as your friend, and I think I speak on behalf of so many shareholders at home to see what you guys have accomplished, because I know how hard it is. And a lot of people in 2021, 22 just said, snap your fingers and you got an NFT project and everyone's going to be successful. And that proved to be complete false. You're one of the last avatars standing. And I can't wait to have you back again because I know you got to run. I want to make sure I'm careful of your time. But congratulations, man. 1.2 million NFTs from collecting over 1 billion platform resources, 70 hours.
No, 70 minutes. 70 minutes.
70 minutes. They're on 70 hours a day, are they? 70 minutes per day. Unbelievable, man. Congratulations on what you guys have accomplished. And I cannot wait to have you back. I'm not going to wait 100 days, but let's have you back, in 30 days to see where you're at again. But this is exciting.
It'll be our pleasure.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been great.
To everybody at home, you've been watching or you've been listening to my podcast on Spotify, Google, Apple, your favorite podcast platform. To David Lukacs, CEO of Liquid Avatar Technologies, trades in Canada, LQID, trades in the US, LQAVF. You've heard the story. And if you're one of the believers in the metaverse and where it's going to go, and you believe what Citi has to say and all the other analysts, and you want to participate in its growth, but don't know where to start, do due diligence Liquid Avatar. We can't tell you. David's already said it. You got to make your own decision. But to start that, get to the company's profile page on Agoracom, because we know there's a lot going on here. So we've broken it down into relatable terms so you can understand what the company's doing, and then head over to the company's website to do your deep dive due diligence. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. See you next time.
Hey guys, this video is over, but don't forget to help your company by liking it and even leaving a comment below. And then don't forget to help yourself by subscribing to our channel and never missing another great Agoracom small cap video.